countdown timer. There we go.
Oh boy,
I
look at
wonder
that.
if,
Look how smoothly things are going.
see how it works?
Yeah. That doesn't look like a Holga in the picture though.
No, it doesn't.
We can remedy that if you get one of those $16 Holga attachments. You can nullify every dial on that camera.
Let's see, are we?
The green blinking light means we're
Oh, I think
doing what?
I think we're close to going on. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So when the countdown timer hits, can you see the countdown timer?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 2 minutes, and then batteries will run out or something. Something always happens.
Let me just search for Curts.Camera.
You have to search for a Curts.Camera. By the way, if anybody's listening, hello out there. Sometimes these videos are not as easy to find, but if you don't have a link or anything, just search YouTube for Curts.Camera and look for the latest coffee crawl.
Yeah. I just shared your post to my page.
Oh, and by the way, I got rid of that annoying bell.
Oh.
Well, it kept coming up.
So me and Kurt, the Snap It brothers.
That's it. I wonder if the live chat is going to work today. Let's see. Oh, we're live.
Says almost live in a couple of minutes. Me and Kurt, the Snap It brothers, yakking about photographs we took last Wednesday.
Isn't that wild?
And using our coffee crawl paraphernalia cup.
We have paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Oops. Hold on. I got to turn off the.
Now that I've
Well, good
posted
morning,
it.
Harry.
Good morning, Kurt. How are you?
Doing great.
We're live, and
we're pretty much live.
You
Yeah.
can see us now.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Should be a little.
Oh, clink,
coffee crawl. Yeah. Oh, by the way,
cheers, cowbell.
here's where you too can have a nice coffee cup and a shirt and a hat just like we do. How? Well, links in the description below.
Yeah, yeah. See my T-shirt. It comes in several handsome colors.
It looks good too.
This is today's handsome color.
All right. We're going to also remind those of you that are watching that we are live, and if you use the live chat feature in your phone or your computer, you can actually ask questions, leave comments, and we'll try to respond. So that's the fun part of doing these live, is you can participate if it's working. All right.
Do we have that?
What's that?
Do we have a live chat on
We have
our
a live chat. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean
out.
can you put in a live chat comment?
Yeah. See, I just did. That's my little test message. Wild, huh? Oh.
Oh, hey, look at that.
My little Linda. See how much fun that is?
I'm gonna quit talking and just type chat messages.
Well, speaking of quit talking, we did actually go take pictures, and that's kind of what this is all about. So maybe we should talk about the pictures. I used my Canon EOS 1N camera. It's one of the last uh, film cameras that Canon made, and it's a real nice camera. It's kind of automatic. It's kind of cheating, but it's got a nice light meter and Delta 400 film. I was very impressed with fine grain, sharpness, and Harry brought his Holga with the high grade plastic lens and shooting
Yeah, right.
HP5. Only the best plastics were used in that Holga lens.
I have an initial question.
What is that?
Both the films are Ilford. Both are the same ISO.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Delta and HP5?
The difference is, much like the Kodak films, Tri-X, and they have not Delta, what do they have? They have a T-Max. The shape of the grain helps with the low, no, not so much grain. It's real sharp, and I think these probably have triangular crystals for grain, and the HP5 has the old-fashioned, however. So you see more, bottom line is you see more grain in the HP5 than the Delta 400. It's made for sharpness and low grain. Okay,
But
and here's an example.
Will the Delta 400 still work with that standing development? Well, I guess
Oh, sure. Yeah, any of those. Yeah. Well, here was the first picture I looked when I developed them and scanned them, and I thought, holy smoke, we're treading on thin ice here. It's so clear and so fine grain that it starts to look like a digital picture, which we don't want.
Yeah.
But I like the picture anyway. I do like the contrast.
Yeah,
It's a nice,
that's a good looking picture.
Nice blend, yeah. And of course, our first stop was not to Starbucks, but we went to the Grand Central Market. Things were just opening up. Grand Central Market.
I see we have a.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, I can. Oh, look, there I am.
The Donut Man.
Getting ready to lug those twists over to our table.
Oh my God! Yeah. So Harry's standing there. He's waiting in line, and he says, "Oh look, there's a table in the shade. Go get it, and I'll bring it over." And what do you want? And I said, "I want a coffee and maybe a glazed twist." So Harry shows up with my coffee and two of these glazed twists that look like baguettes. They were so big. I'm proud to report that I had no problem getting it down.
Yeah, yours was gone before mine was. I noticed.
It was a problem.
You had suggested sharing one, and I thought, no, they're too small.
Yeah.
But then she brought out these immense things.
And of course, taking some home is out of the question. So.
Not for me.
Boy, that looks like a dream sequence from some horror movie.
About marriage. Look like something from Eraserhead.
Wedding night from hell.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like a very strange scene because the table or the chair is set on a table and they're both set outside.
I didn't see this.
The chair is facing into the window of a bridal shop.
Oh,
so
this
I guess
is a bridal
the customer
shop.
is supposed to come out, sit in the chair, look inside, and the chair is chained down. You see the chain over to the right.
So this is like, come in. We'll help you pick your wedding dress. Oh man, that's it. That's a cool picture. Back to the Grand Central Market. Again, the grain. The torture chamber. It looked like it. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is inside
the spectator seat. Spectator seat for the torture chamber.
Yeah. This is inside the Grand Central Market on the Hill Street entrance, and the light wasn't real bright in there, but that 400 film, really impressed with it.
Did the camera set this automatically for you, or did you?
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, I didn't do anything. I just aimed. I feel guilty now.
Well, but that's the whole point of having a camera that enables you to get these pictures quickly.
Yeah,
before that guy quits texting on his phone.
That's the problem with the manual cameras that I would actually prefer taking, is that by the time you focus and check your light and all that stuff, sometimes the shot is gone. At least with this, I get to shoot film, but it's it's not quite a point and shoot. But anyway, look at all those peppers.
Yeah.
At first, I thought this whole store was peppers, but then I noticed they've got rice and stuff on the shelf. But this whole row is peppers, and lots of them.
I couldn't even walk in front of that cabinet. My eyes started stinging.
Oh, friend of mine,
I got short of breath.
Friend of mine, Kevin Casey, made a comment on Facebook. He says, "It smells great in there," and then you have that reaction.
Yeah, right. My glasses.
Don't rub your eyes. Look away. Look away.
Yeah. Dixieland.
Okay, now you're going to see a lot of buildings with this distortion, and I sort of don't mind it in this case. We're not trying to do an accurate represent. This is not architectural. Thanks. Don't. You're right. This is not an architectural picture, so I like them. To me, it makes them look even taller.
I would put this in a museum and say, shot during the big one.
Well, this
is California falling into the ocean.
Yeah, look while you can. But look, I mean, this is the heart of downtown Los Angeles. We've got trees. The streets look nice. We've got modern buildings and old buildings. That's kind of cool down there.
Yeah.
Is it the same place that had the wedding dress?
I think this is right next door.
Oh, there's a bunch of them there.
But yeah, what was getting me about this whole area, we talked about this when we were there, same day wedding. You just walk in. Presumably they don't provide the partner too. You walk in with a partner. And some of these wedding shops, same day service, but they're also notaries. Well, there were 2 or 3 businesses in this one wedding chapel. Same day notary, same day wedding.
Taxes,
same day divorce. Yeah, right. You could probably get the wedding and the divorce on the same day. To different people. You walk in with your first spouse and get divorced, and have your second spouse come in a half hour later.
No, you can get the same. You get the paperwork. Just don't date it until you're ready.
Yeah. Oh.
Now to me this is a great Holga shot because it's got that I don't know, the vignette and the clarity is better in the center than the edges, and to me this is if you're trying to sell somebody on the beauties of a Holga lens, this is what you would point out, because if you don't like this, you're not ready for a Holga.
Yeah, yeah.
And did you fix that down there where it says marriage lie? Oh, lice. I thought that was an E.
Well, you know what? I think the E was left off the lice. Marriage lice.
Okay, every week we've pointed out our Good Samaritan. And these are unsolicited Good Samaritans. Harry and I were walking down Hill Street, and this guy came up behind us, and, hey, how's it going? The usual conversation starters. It turns out he's a lawyer, works up in Bunker Hill, and he comes around for his thing. But he pointed out, don't forget to see the Bradbury Building and don't do this. And then we had a nice little chat. He was talking about when he moved here in the 90s that he used to walk around down here and caution people to be careful. And It's not so much that anymore. He's able to point out the landmarks for tourists. We look like tourists. I mean, for crying out loud, Hawaiian shirts and cameras around our neck. I mean, if you wanted a stereotypical tourist. But anyway,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, it comes up and tries to help pointing out the sites. Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He was a nice guy.
Yep, good guy. Another classic Holga shot.
Yeah. This I do not know even particularly why I like this, but I did like the idea of two locks on these metal doors. It's probably, on the one hand, it's very formalistic. It's just lines and things, but on the other hand, it's existential too, because
Yeah.
you got to get through those locks somehow,
Yeah.
and who knows what the key is.
Yeah. The thing I notice is that the bottom one is not centered. Excuse me.
What do you
It's
mean?
not centered on the post.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, at least according to
leave it to me, a non handyman type.
Well, I don't know where that comes from.
Huh.
Okay, well, downtown LA. This is just north. If you were with us last week, you remember I had pictures of the Los Angeles Theater and the Palace Theater. And that's just south of here. This is the $1 Million Theater. And this was one of the first movie palaces built in Los Angeles. And it's another magnificent example of these opulent theater houses. And I used to work here in the 70s, and I kind of took it for granted. I thought it was, it's one of those funky old theaters. But boy, oh boy, got to see it, and it's, again, just beautiful. And right next door is the convenient Grand Central Market.
Over to the left?
Yeah, to the left. That's where we had
Oh.
our
We forgot to go back to that place where the guy was going to let us in to look around.
We need to go back again next week. Incidentally, if you fall off to the right there, that street there is 3rd Street. And if you go up almost to the next block, that's where I started my musical career at La Hacienda nightclub. Worked there for a couple of years. Fond memories. It's all gone now. Everything's upscale.
All Latin bands?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Latin bands, cumbias and stuff. And, good times. Okay. This is my one shot of the Bradbury building before they came over and said that my 35-year-old film camera is not allowed because it looks professional. We can take as many pictures as we want with the phone, but I squeezed this one out before the security guard came over. She was very nice, but no pictures.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of interesting about that is that, modern phones take really professional pictures.
Yeah, better than
this. I was just looking at a guy's description of the equipment he took on a major photographing expedition, and his phone was listed as a piece of professional equipment.
Yeah, well, the whole time, and I wasn't trying to get out of it. When she came over and we were talking, the security guard, I was just saying, the irony of this is this camera is, like I said, 35 years old or so and shoots film, and there's no way this can compare. And the whole time I'm talking, she's going, I know, yep, doesn't matter, I know.
She's probably heard that from other photographers who'd come in and said, well, I'm just shooting film.
Yeah, she gets that all the time. Well, this isn't a very good camera.
Never mind all these dials.
I think our chat is one picture behind. What's behind? Well, I don't know. I don't know what they're behind. I don't know what's behind the doors, Linda. Not sure. They're locked.
Yeah, but I was a little disappointed that we could only go in on the ground floor of the Bradbury building.
Yeah, but
so there's really not too much to see. It's impressive looking up, but it'd be nice to be up at the top looking down too.
Sure. Well, this building has been in so many movies. Blade Runner, Wolf. I can't remember all of them, but and just looking around, it's got wrought iron railings upstairs. I mean, it's just, there's no building like this. If you've never been inside the Bradbury building, it's almost worth a trip to downtown Los Angeles just to look at that one thing. It's really beautiful.
This is the first time I've ever seen it, for as many times as I've heard about it. So.
Yeah, well, we were down there a couple of years ago during COVID and couldn't even get into the lobby.
Oh, that's right. That's why this is the first time I've been inside. Yeah.
Look at that. Boy, another wedding from Horrorville.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually think that dark wedding dress was blue and looked less ominous in the window than it does in the picture.
These all look pretty ominous. That's the thing about the Holga thing, particularly with the mannequins.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm looking at your Vivian Meyer moment back there.
Yeah. That's me, the outsider looking on at weddings. And yeah, a friend of mine had a phrase. It was the horrors of domestic bliss.
Well, I would say you've had your share of being on the inside.
Right. Moving right along.
The Alexandria Hotel. Yep. This is, I noticed a lot of times on TV shows when they're supposed to be strolling down a New York City street, the Alexandria shows up. So it's very New York-y looking. Man, one of the great hotels. And I think these are all lofts now. All the buildings we went into, what was the one in particular? The one that used to be, anyway, a lot of these are apartments and lofts.
Uh-huh.
Oh, speaking of ominous.
Oh, yeah. That was, I guess, I just titled this picture Crow, because that's the nearest thing I could figure out that it might be. But it's sitting on top of a junky dumpster-like thing, graffiti all over the place.
That's hard to figure exactly what that is.
Yeah. And that's I guess the metro station in the background.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I didn't realize we were so close. We went around the block, I think. Well,
yeah, and that's where we met the lawyer.
That's right, right. Here we are, downtown Los Angeles. Look at this nice little gardening area. Kind of cute. And
here's another nice little gardening area.
I put those together on purpose. And this is probably 20 steps from the previous picture.
Yeah. You know, in fact, you and the lawyer were standing on the sidewalk, and I was wandering around on top of some, low structure. And it's, it looked like a torn up neighborhood, a war zone neighborhood.
War zone.
And that's, you can walk half a block and see that, walk another half a block and see the garden.
It's crazy.
Restaurant type of place.
Okay, this is a fairly well-known bookstore to bookstore people called The Last Bookstore. And this is not even half. This is probably a third or a quarter, because the main room off to your right was enormous. And boy, they got a lot of books. And it was busy. I think it's kind of a tourist spot now, too.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cognoscenti kind of place.
Yeah.
If you're in that part of LA, you have to stop in and just browse.
Right. Yeah.
And we went straight to the photography book section.
And of course they were sealed in cellophane, but
yeah.
Okay, the obligatory terminal shot. This looks like some sort of space age. I don't know. I just love the inside of the terminals.
This one looks interesting. It looks like you've cut two photographs together.
Yeah, it took me a minute. And I saw that line on the negative. I went, oh, I scratched my negative.
Yeah.
Okay. And the objective here is to try to get the train engineer in the picture. And I got last week's and this one. But and I can't tell after looking up close if she's reaching for her purse or she's pointing at me. But I think she's reaching for a purse.
You put that camera down.
Exactly. But when she stopped, if you recall, we went over. I was trying to figure out if they have an engineer at each end of the train. And she got off the train, and I guess she's not going the other way. And so I guess there's another guy that gets on at the other end. Still
Yeah.
not sure how this thing works. But yeah, there she is. Another person in the window. Well,
I mean, you could have a whole series
yeah,
of train engineer shots.
flip book. Do a flip book.
Yeah. The
Well,
train approaches.
we've come to the end of another fascinating slideshow. I hope you
Oh, no
had as
kidding.
much fun
And we're
looking
right
as
on
we
about
did
20
taking.
minutes, too.
Yeah,
21 minutes.
not bad. Usually come out pretty close to that.
Yeah.
And of course, we would like you to subscribe. It would really help our channel. That's how the algorithm works. Subscribe. At least give us a like, for crying out loud, or leave a comment or chat. But so much you can do. But okay, we're going to head out again next Wednesday and take some more pictures. And hopefully on Saturday about 10 a.m., we'll be back with another coffee crawl video. Thanks, Harry.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
I know the technical things are going so smoothly.
Yeah, it's almost
you
scary.
could almost sleep in until 9:50.
Next week, everything's going to blow up, I know. Any rate, thanks, everybody. Sure appreciate you watching. Bye now.
Okay, take care. Bye.